Hello YouTube, Beanie from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie. Yeah. So versus today, I'm going to compare this 92 Gibson Les Paul Studio Light with the ebony fingerboard, open coil humbucking pickups, humbuggies, to my Agile. There we go. Agile 3000. I picked that one because it's like this, it's bare bones. You know, it's just a 3000 series, but it's still got good points to it. And it's brown. It kind of matches this one. So everyone wants to hear the difference. Little googly. Right, so ebony fingerboard, beautiful, thin neck. They say it's equivalent to a 59. One of the thinnest necks I have next to my Agile neck through 5-piece. So super thin neck. Missed the pocket. Gotta kick it into the intro. Here we go. Yeah, didn't want to do too much playing. Trying to keep the videos short and sweet. So, yeah, I still think there's something a little sketchy about the jack on the Gibson. Because I'm getting that when I'm grabbing it, I'm getting that noise. But it's still playing. no need to replace it until it stops working, right? So, yeah, these two great guitars. Now, one is older than the other. One is a USA made Gibson, yeah, with an ebony fingerboard. So, you know, this here, the only difference between the two, as far as the quality of how it was put together, is the wings on the side of the headstock for these here particular Gibson tuners, which I really do not care for all that much. I still need to oil the nut with some graphite, but this neck is, it's freaking amazing. If you could find, I think they were bragging about 91 to 95 or something like that, 91 maybe to 98. I would just say the first couple of years, this is a 92. I would say between 91 and 95 to be safe. The necks on these guitars, it's amazing. It's amazing. It comes with an ebony fingerboard, and it's got a real, you can see how thick by the border going around. It's a real maple top on here. It's got some bird's eye spots in there. Humbucking, open humbucking pickups that are super bright and super loud. I think that's what they were going for in the 90s, because a lot of rock players were like either that 80s real thick Mason Boogie over the top distortion / metal. So these would definitely cut through the mix. And all original. I even kept the knobs on there. I took them off, put fat ones on, but I kind of missed the way these look. After playing it for a couple of days, I just felt like they need to go back on here. The only thing that I've done to this so far, other than setting it up, I still am waiting for the tool to adjust the neck. But you know, I've got the action where I like it. I just want to check the neck. I just replaced the buttons because the ones that were on here, they were not as fat as this, and I felt like if I stood up, like to grab the camera or something, or like I used to do, put the antenna in and turn on the mic, that it would slide out. So I just $6 off of Amazon with the felt in between, and they even came with the strap locks, the kind that I got from Joe Bonamassa to hold the strap on. It's like a rubber washer you put on after you put the strap on. You know, it wasn't bad for $6. Original like Gibson part, kinda. Not with a Gibson logo on the front though, because then you would pay probably 3 times the amount. So, solid mahogany back, neck, set neck, no piecing together, just like the Epiphones. And I think what they do with the Epiphones is I think that they save all the solid pieces of wood to make their Gibsons. And then when they say, well, we have to, you know, we have to attach the headstock to the neck, and we got to put a spacer in the neck to set it into the body, and we got to have like 3 or 4 pieces of mahogany, you know. I think when it comes to building one of those, they say, well, the way it's, to me, pieced together, well, let's make it an Epiphone. Because it's an Epiphone inspired by Gibson, we could still ask for a lot of money. So this, yeah, this was selling for $800 on Craigslist. Just wanted to show you the neck on there. And I did an even trade with the guy for a made in Mexico Fender Telecaster reissue. The one with the 3-bolt neck, maple neck and body. So, moving on to the Agile, I bought this used too. This has, like many Agile guitars from, and I keep on messing up on it, they have a maple cap. So this has a tiger maple, or flame maple, I think they call it, top on here with their exclusive Alinco pickups. And this here is solid mahogany neck and body, and no wings on the side of the headstock. Solid one piece all the way into the body with no spacer. So they don't have the head glued onto the neck. They don't have a spacer glued set into the body. And, you know, it feels and plays and sounds like a real Gibson. If I just put a bag over the headstock and gave this to somebody, they wouldn't know the difference. This has kind of like nice fancy pinstriping around the head. You've got border around going up and down the neck and around the body that the studio does not have, but it's just a cosmetic thing. It's not like it's gonna make the guitar sound better. It's not like, you know, you're gonna look at that and wow, I'll be inspired and play even better. You know, it's appeasing to the eyes, that's about it. So this, again, they both have 500K volume and tone pots. That has a metal plate where they're attached to a metal plate that's the same shape of the cavity, like the cover. It's a metal plate and they're attached to that. This is, you know, hand soldered. That's hand soldered. So yeah, this one, again, they both have 22 nickel frets. This has an ebony fingerboard as well with abalone inlays. So you can see, it's really, if I get it too close or too far away, you can't really tell, but the inlays almost look like I'm under a black light, the way they pop. And again, I bought this used from Guitar Center, and it was, I think this one, I get them confused. I think this one was $339 and one was $349. So I get this confused with my blueberry one. So I don't remember. The blueberry one may have been the 2000, I can't read it from here. I think it's a 3010 series, and from what I recall, that one doesn't have fancy pinstriping around it. And I think that one was $239. I think this one, as a 3000 series with the fancy pinstriping, was $249. But, you know, really sweet guitar. So again, this is older, so it's older, it's out of production, and they're highly sought after. The studios from the 90s. When they first came out, you know, I remember my buddy was like bragging about it, and I think he had a studio or a special that was a burgundy, and I don't remember if it was a rosewood or ebony fingerboard, but yeah, I just wasn't into LPs, you know, single cut guitars at that time. I was just a shredder. I needed a Strat with a Floyd Rose and two humbuckers. So I really, you know, didn't pay much attention to it as I do now. But yeah, either way that you look at it, you know, it's, if you could find one of these, you know, great. If you could find one of these, great. You got to pay less for this. That one happens to be made in America. These are all made in Korea. So all of them are made in South Korea. These have the real Grover tuners on them. I failed to mention that. So yeah, the only thing that comes close as far as the way it plays and sounds and feels, if you get a good looking one, are the Epiphones. But the Epiphones are pieced together, and I think you're paying a lot more for an Epiphone because of the name. I think that any Epiphone should be in the same price range as the Agile guitars. So just the mere fact of the matter that the headstock is glued to the body, the neck, the headstock is glued to the neck is set in with a spacer into the body. You can see the scarf joint here, right there where it's glued, that line right there. And you can even see the difference in the wood grain. Real deal Grover tuners on here. This one is I think it's a 2016 or 2018 Koa. I think it's either a 19 or an 18. Now that I'm looking at it, not even a 16. But this was when they were making them with their rosewood fingerboards. And as a custom, this is a custom pro because it's got all the bells and whistles down here with the splitting of the pickups, and you could, phase out the pickups, have that Greenie Moore sound. This is a Koa, and it has the asymmetrical neck. This neck is sweet too, but I have to say, when it comes to necks, without having like my Agiles that's a neck through, 5 pieces of wood that are super thin, that's got to be the best neck on any LP guitar that I have. More so than my Greenie Moore, because my Greenie Moore, the neck, I'm used to it, but almost like this is a little bit thinner. And so back to the, these pickups sound great, these play great. You get it, like this is a Koa, they've got different colors that look great, but the way they're pieced together, again, in my opinion, they shouldn't be $750 plus going up. So, and I've got a Epiphone Modern, brand new one. It was, I got it last year, or this year, see my memory. Yeah, and it's an Epiphone Modern with the ebony fingerboard. It's got all the same kind of circuitry down here with the splitting and the out of phase kind of thing. Same thing with Grovers, but they have locking Grover tuners on that one. And if you look at the USA Gibson Moderns, they're like $3,000, and if you find one on used, they're like $2,500. I almost bought one for 17 because the store had it listed as a classic, had a Les Paul, as a Gibson Les Paul classic. They call it like LP or HP or something like that. And I'm like, that's a modern. And they're selling it for 17, brand new, Tiger Maple with the seafoam green, ebony fingerboard, locking Grover tuners with the wiring for 17, where, if it was listed correctly, it would have been with the other ones for 2,500. But someone bought that before I called up. I saw it one day, and the next day I called up, it was already gone because someone already saw what I saw. But yeah, these are great, and I do complain about them, but I'm not complaining in a way that I don't like them. It's not like I dislike them at all. I'm just thinking that the way they're put together, despite that it says Epiphone on it, they should be in the price range of the Agiles, because the Agiles, you're getting solid neck, solid bodies, you're getting, real maple tops, you're not getting veneers, and you're getting also, real deal Grover tuners, great original pickups. And a lot of the newer ones now, they come with the splitting ability, which I don't care about. But, so yeah, that's, don't get me wrong when I say I'm comparing one to the other, and I'm nitpicking, and I'm going on and on. I just think that, these here should be a little bit cheaper. And they're trying, if this was like an Epiphone was the first guitar for a kid or an Agile guitar, I guarantee that kid might take that to the stage one day if he keeps it up and just keep on going with it. You know, of course, when he's rich and shameless, he'll probably buy, you know, a 59 Gibson Les Paul, you know, Murphy or something like that, just because. But so you can't go wrong with any of them. Have a good day. Better tomorrow.